Why does it say the narrative building call is up?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Can you guys all hear me fine? Does the stream look fine? People don't want success, but Aaron does. Good morning, everybody. Is the music too loud or is it fine? Great. Great, great, great. Your Discord stream is more clear than YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I tried so many different things and for some reason my YouTube stream is just sometimes blurry. I don't know how to fix that. Wait, narrative call still running? Oh, I was deafened for those that are in call with me. But now I'm undeafened. You guys can hear me, right? Oh, okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. There's nothing really interesting as of right now. I'll just give a quick where's your call? I can't see. Oh, it's a private call. So my bias for today would be just looking for higher prices overall. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Give me one sec. Okay, I'm back. It's leaving without us. You know what? It'd be like that. I've gotten used to it. The market don't want to give me the entries. Fine. Keith, are you in on this? Oh, he's deafened. Is anyone in on this?
No, I'm waiting.
No, I'm not.
Definitely to close.
No.
Dang, bro. This 5-minute SMT on the low just got invalidated real quick.
Yo.
Man, that kind of sucks. Low key. I can't lie, but it's okay. Oh, it's just like yesterday. Calm. Calm. .SM, yeah. So this SMT down here, I wanted to see one market failed to go below this low, but all of them went below this low, so I had no entry. Nice, good stuff, Snows. Fire. You're training your friend, the one we said hi to him. His charts are... Oh, hi, Krishna. Exactly like you. I want to learn like that too. Please help me. Yeah, I mean, if you just join my live streams on YouTube, you'll pick up on these, on how I trade. If you're interested in mentorship, then there's a form in the description down below. I'm currently not accepting new students yet, but if you want to just put in your application, feel free to. But once again, my YouTube's completely free, so if you want to just stick around the live stream, that's completely fine too. Yeah, I know. I know you're from STB. What is your quarterly indicator? It's this one right here. Quarterly theory by 2 degrees. Will you ever do $50 Discord again? I probably won't, to be honest. I think it wasn't a great experience for me as an educator. Ever since I started the more private mentorship, I've been having a significantly better time. The community is just a lot more dedicated and supportive of each other. Wouldn't have it any other way. My mentorship is 3,500 USD, but I'm probably gonna raise it to 5,000. Yeah, I remember you, L. But once again, like, YouTube's completely free for you guys. That's why I go live, and I plan to continue to go live, right? To help you guys out. The benefit of mentorship is just having the one-on-one access to me. Or, I mean, if anyone in Discord wants to say what the benefits are, you can, but I feel like the benefit is just mainly the one-on-one access.
Poker night with Eli. It's the
Oh, true.
best.
Yeah. Any reason you look at the 90-minute chart rather than the 1 hour chart? I used to look at the 1 hour chart, but ever since I started looking at the 90-minute chart, because I refer to the 90-minute range high and lows. So ever since I switched to the 90-minute chart, it's just been so clean. I just stuck with it. You think market will fill that void first? Which one? Which void we talking about? This one? This void looks likely. On behalf of Guy. Little void on the 5-minute lows. I don't think so. I'm leaning pretty bullish here. I do want to see how this 5-minute chart develops here. 9:30 just played out. We don't have any more news for today, so we'll see if we can get a expansion higher or not. Currently, we have a London low SMT. If we invalidate that, then I'll probably start looking for shorts, but until then, I'm looking for longs just because of this higher time frame framework right now, where we have SMT with external range low. NQ failed to take it. YMES took it out, looking for higher prices overall. As scary as this market may be, I just have to stick to my model, right? Yeah, I'm looking for buys today. This looks super rangy. Yeah, we'll see, because tomorrow is also FOMC, so we could potentially have some chop today. But until my model forms, I'm really just sidelined here. London high was swept on YM. We'll see if price can continue pushing higher with strength. And US housing market index. Was that orange folder, I assume? Your model is unicorn. It used to be. Now it's not. I've kind of switched it. It's not only unicorn. I typically just look for SMT with any sort of entry. So SMT with change state delivery, SMT with inversion, change state delivery with true market structure shift. Any of those can get me in as long as I have SMT and narrative in alignment of each other. Just quick question, what makes you bullish for today? It's because this range overall in the 90-minute chart, you see this premium discount range, Nasdaq failed to take out this external range low, ES took it out, and YM took it out. So in my eyes, I'm looking for this buy side right now. If you have SMT with external range liquidity, look for the opposing external range liquidity. Maybe I'll just log into trade paper trading for you guys, so when I do execute, you guys will see it on screen here. Oh, I forgot to grab my camera yesterday. Oh my gosh, bro. Man, I made the trip all the way. Actually, I think later I'll make a trip too, but man, I made my trip all the way there. Drove an hour just to forget my camera. Why do you use 90-minute range and not 1 hour range? Is because I use the 90-minute highs and lows as my previous range high, range low for 5-minute SMTs, which is why I just stick to the 90-minute chart. You can use the 1 hour chart. Either one works. To be clear, I'm not super interested in short opportunities unless we get invalidation of all the SMTs on the lows. Until then, I'm going to be looking for longs here. You know why my micros chart is different from minis? It's because they're different contracts. And in my opinion, the minis are better because it has more liquidity. So what I do is I always do my analysis on the mini contracts. And then if I need to do execution on micros, then I'll execute on micros. But it's always analysis on minis. What are you looking for price to do before entering long since we didn't get that 5-minute SMT? I want to see if Nasdaq's able to close below this previous 90-minute range here. If so, then are we able to invert this down close candle, sweeping out this liquidity, creating a change in state delivery, and then look for an entry like that. So it looks something like this if price came all the way back up here. So with this candle closure past this previous 90-minute range, now I want to see if Nasdaq's able to create a change in state delivery with aggressive buying pressure here, and then that's what'll get me into this trade. Why is closing below 90-minute low important if all assets took out the 90-minute low? So whenever it closes, I look at SMT in 3 aspects. Wick to body, meaning in this case, the liquidity is the wick, right? And we close. So wick to body, I'm comparing that. ES failed to close below the wick. NQ closed below the wick. YM failed to close below the wick. And so I'm looking at that as an SMT. So there's a traditional one where it's wick to wick. I look at wick to body. And I look at body to body as well. Also, you're fine. You're not annoying. Ask any questions. That's what I'm here for. Alright, I'm just gonna do this. This is a paper trade on screen, but if this executes, that means I executed on my prop firms. So I'm gonna leave this order up here for now. If it does create this change in state delivery, then I'll execute on it. Until then, I'm just gonna wait. So there's 2 more minutes in this 5-minute candle. Just be a little patient here. We got 40 more seconds in this candle. Just gotta be patient. We created SMT with YM on top. What do you say about it? My narrative overall is bullish. That's why I'm filtering out bearish SMTs as of this moment. Until we get clear invalidation of bullish SMTs, I'm gonna be looking for those high prices. Yeah, I'm waiting for candle closure to confirm a change state delivery right now. So you still got 3 minutes in this candle. Just gotta be a little patient here. I'm gonna place my stop loss at the candle that creates the change state delivery low. But I still got 2 minutes of this candle, so waiting for it to develop first before I actually enter on this. I'm gonna be targeting previous week high, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, previous week high, that's gonna be my target. If I get in on this long. Still got 50 seconds in this candle. So we didn't get the change state delivery, so I'm gonna wait for this next candle to develop now. I always target my intermediate term narratives drawn liquidity. So we'll see if this candle wants to close above this down close candle. If it does, then I'll get in. Oh, there we go. Give it 3 more minutes here. Once again, just being patient. How do you maintain the FOMO? What if it leaves without you and gives an explosion? It doesn't matter. If my entry's not there, then my entry's not there. The thing is, if it goes without you and your entry never, or your model never formed, that was never your setup to take in the first place, so there is no FOMO. You're not missing out on anything. So 2 more minutes here. Exactly. If it leaves without you, tomorrow's another day. Got 1 more minute here, and then if it, once again, if it closes above this down close candle, then I'll get in. All right, so I'm in now. Oh my gosh, this is a horrible. Is it gonna get me in or? Okay. All right then. Horrible fill on the paper trade. The intended entry here was supposed to be here, but I was busy executing on my actual accounts, so I missed it on the paper trade. And now all we do is trust in the process. Please explain your stop loss. My stop loss is the candle that created the change state delivery. So this is the candle that closed above this down close candle. So that's why my stop loss below it. Jason, bro. Bro, this paper trade's making me look so bad. Anyways. The one you see on screen is a paper trade. Yeah, it is day before FOMC. How do you determine your my stop loss? Is the candle that closes the candle that creates the confirmation. So in this case, the 955 candle is the one that closed above this this down close candle that created the change in state delivery. So I put my stop loss below that candle. I trade my dog on this trade. If I win, I get 5 back. Okay. This is the 5-minute chart. Morning, morning. Not a fan of this, can't lie. NASDAQ got some work to do. Actually, all 3 assets got work to do, though. They'd all have to try to invert this 90-minute gap right here. One-minute fair value gap? I don't even go on the 1 minute anymore. 956. I think at this point, it's not even the fair value gap anymore, though. It's more this order block. 1 minute order block. Well, it doesn't really matter what happens. All I care about is, did I follow my plan? Did I execute according to my plan? That's all I care about. And then long term, I'll just let the probabilities play out, you know? I trust in God's provision, so if he wants to give it to me, he'll give it to me. Okay, bro. Okay, Jason. Why do you stop caring about 1 minute? It's just easier to teach on the 5 minute. Like, I can still use the 1 minute if I want to, but it's just easier to teach on the 5 minute. And also, yeah, I just say it's easier to teach. It's just a lot easier for developing traders to have that patience if you have to wait 5 minutes per candle rather than like 1 minute per candle. Sometimes can be a little stressful. All right, take care, Jason. Yeah, I used to trade the 1 second chart too, but it was way too difficult to teach. But once you understand how to do all of this on like higher time frames, price and time is fractal, right? So you can just apply it to anything. One second, how do you even have time to think? It's just preparing the narrative beforehand on the higher time frame, and then once the 1 second forms, the SMT, I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? Where do you set up your TP? Is at previous week high. When you enter on chain state delivery, don't you give leeway for price to come back to constant encroachment? I mean, sometimes I let it, like, sometimes I'll consider that, but for the most part, my model is whenever it forms, I just want to see expansion in my favor. I don't really want to see it retrace and stuff like that. It's just from experience with my model. Typically, when I enter, I just want to see clear expansion in my favor, and then allowing me to break even pretty quickly. And that's also why, like, when I enter on the confirmation or creation of a specific PD array. So in this case, this order block got created, and that's what I entered on. And the reason why is because the retracement doesn't always happen. When do you normally bring stops to break even? I need to wait for clear break of structure. I just need clear market structure, basically, to indicate to me that I can trail my stop loss. Until then, I just pretty much wait. Yeah, I forgot the name of that guy too, but I think I know who you're talking about, Aaron. And I'm a firm believer. It's like if you protect your downside, your equity curve can only go one way. To be honest, like if you're really good at managing your risk, your equity curve can only go one way. That's why it's so important to focus on good trading rather than, you know, the biggest profits possible. Because your skill in technical analysis, your skill in risk management, and your skill in managing your emotions is ultimately what's going to bring in those big profits. So you have to make sure you're in your A game for all three. And that's why following a trading plan is so important. What possesses you to give so much value for free? God, man. God bless me. So just try to give back. My TB's at previous week high. So right now, one thing I'm paying attention to are these highs over here. If we're truly bullish, I'd like to see price be pretty expansive through these highs. Ultimately inverting some sort of gap. Let me look to the right here. Inverting this gap right here because it has a swing point within it. If we're in a market maker buy, then I'd like to see this invert and then become a new support in price. So this fair value gap, I'd like to see it pretty much hold price at this point. And once again, past this high, I'd like to see acceleration, preferably a close above. Start accepting new highs. So I'm going to go ahead, trail my stop loss to this order block low. There's a propulsion block, 10 a.m. candle low, because it traded into this order block as a down close candle and then it became an order block. So it's propulsion block. So I'm going to trail there, just mitigate a tiny bit of risk. Not crazy, but you know, every little bit of downside you're protecting, all the better, right? So now I'm paying attention to this fair value gap I just marked out right here. Are we able to continue supporting higher from it? I'm not on the level of Jesse yet, I'll be honest. I think Jesse's just... that guy's a goat. But I think everyone has their own journey, right? Like, I'm just not where he is right now, where I'm dynamically risking $5,000 a day. I'm not adding to my positions necessarily yet. I'm kind of just, you know, continuing to work on my consistency every single day. Can I follow my plan every single day? That's my main goal. I just need to follow my plan every single day. And that's ultimately what's going to carry me through for long-term success, right? So I need to make sure that my foundation is strong before I start adding all these dynamic risk parameters to my trading.
Did anybody else get into this long?
I'm in the long.
Me too.
Way beyond Jesse at losing.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Jesse. Like the thing is, if you're inexperienced, Jesse's style of trading is gonna feel scary because it's so discretionary, right? He has so much experience in the market. So once again, ideally, I'd like to see price start to really push higher here off of this swing high right here if we're truly bullish in a market maker buy. Found you through your video on Casper's channel, went through all your vids and completely changed my training, man. Got my first payouts after learning SMT. I'm glad to hear it, man. Does Jesse really trade on the 5-minute orb? I think he just trades off time-based liquidity now, from my understanding. I need the mechanical approach, then maybe a little discretion. Yeah, I think that's a big thing is every discretionary trader still has some sort of framework to their trading. There's always some sort of repeatable process, even if you're very discretionary. So Jesse, for example, is paying attention to time-based liquidity. Are you able to push past it? Are you able to support from it, reject from it? Like what's happening at time-based liquidity? That's his framework. And then around those key levels, he'll discretionarily trade it. Jesse's name is Casper SMC on YouTube. See if NQES able to follow why I'm here as it pushes higher. Once again, this 90-minute fair value gap is pretty much a key level for me right now. Are we able to continue pushing through it past this high? Inverting it, creating a true market structure shift would be ideal. This is where I get impatient. So whenever you feel impatient in a trade, you just have to ask yourself, what does your plan tell you to do here? What was the SMT that you used? I used the candle closure, so wick to body. So here NASDAQ closed below the previous 90-minute range. ES failed to close below the previous 90-minute range. And YM failed to close below the previous 90-minute range. And that's the SMT I used. If I do get stopped out here, it's going to be minus 0.6 R on the day. Yeah, I'd say it's a type of hidden SMT, but it's just paying attention to candle closure with the liquidity pool. 1.5 minutes until this 90-minute candle closes, and then we'll see where we're at after that. But I don't think it's gonna change much. I'm just in this trade, gonna manage it accordingly. How do I identify the 90-minute range? I just paying attention to the 90-minute candle. So the previous 90-minute candle high and low is going to be your 90-minute range. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm in this long, because there's the 90-minute SMT on the low, or the 5-minute SMT on the low, using the 90-minute range. How much importance do you place on the 90-minute time frame, and why? I personally, I think I place a decent amount, enough to replace my 1-hour chart. But to be honest, if you use the 1-hour chart, I think you'll get the same results pretty much. I just like 90-minute because when I look at the 90-minute chart and building my narrative, I can just quickly look at the candles and be like, is there SMT here? Just by looking at the high and low of the previous 90-minute candle. And if one takes it, one and the another doesn't take it, then I know there's a SMT. Just a really easy way to see that. Did we get a pub yet? No, not yet. How about 6-hour chart? Same thing. I like to look at 6-hour ranges because that's the sessions. It's important enough that I replace the 4-hour chart with it, because if you look at the 4-hour chart and the 6-hour chart, compare those two, it's pretty much the same thing. And same as the 90-minute 1-hour chart, if you compare those two, it's pretty much the same thing. Not necessarily like a dealing range, but I use it as a time-based liquidity. But yeah, you could look at it as a dealing range. That works too. A time-based dealing range. But I personally don't use it that way. I know it works because I've used it that way before, but I personally don't like always use it. MQ says not today. We'll see. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. It's fine. If this bought up immediately, it would mean that London High is weak, right? Probably, but I'd want to see like a really bullish push here. Let's see. London High. Yeah, you'd want to see like a pretty bullish push here. If Nasdaq closes below this up close candle, then that would be an opposing model against me. So that would I'd lose a little bit of confidence. But ultimately, I have the higher time frame narrative, which is what I'm framing this trade off of, which is why I'm looking for higher prices. We've been in drawdowns for so long. How do you know we didn't flip bearish? I don't know. I just know I'm following my plan. That's all I know. And that's all that matters to me. But in terms of analysis standpoint, I just say the higher time frame as of right now still bullish to me in terms of framework, which is why I'm looking for higher prices. And it's going to take a lot to invalidate that bias.
Hello.
What's up, Jake?
What's up?
Anyone able to capitalize on anything?
Nah, yeah, I'm selling my long right now. Just waiting.
Oh, nice.
Nice, good stuff, Tim. We're cooked. We'll see. They just go back to my entry. I've been in a lot of trades, and usually this is not how they play out, but until I'm stopped out. Exactly. Honestly, I'm pretty, even if I get stopped, I'm pretty happy with today. Hey, you talking like it's already over, man. Have some faith. Come on. Yeah. I've had price go like one tick from my stop loss and turn around, so not over till it's over, man. Do you ever move your stop loss a couple ticks to stay in the move when you trust your bias and not hit your stop loss? I've done that, but I feel like it's a bad strategy. Yeah, I would not do that. And the reason is you should have a very clear spot you want to put your stop loss. It shouldn't be like a last second decision. It's like, oh, price is about to touch my stop loss. I'm going to move it real quick. It shouldn't be like that. It'd be like, okay, price did this. I'm going to move my stop loss here. If it hits it, it is what it is. I don't care if my analysis is right. I only care if I'm following my model. I only care if I'm building good habits at the end of the day. So even if I lost this trade, I don't care because I know I followed my model, right? 100%. It's just about your habits and how you manage your emotions, right? Are you targeting previous day high or previous week high? I'm targeting previous week high. You move your stops to be close above 10:30 or wait for the 10:15. I'd wait to close above 10:30. If you want to be early on this, honestly, if it closed above 10:30, then I'd just trail to this order block low at 10:40. But ideally, you'd want to see a closure above 10:15. Previous week high. It is at 223 to 2.5. I think you're using the old contract, that's why. If you switch to the new contract, then this is the previous week high. Man, I don't want to be sitting here all day though, I'll be honest. Almost moved the stop loss by accident. Honestly, it just feels choppy so far. Not necessarily like overly bullish or overly bearish. But once again, it is the day right before FOMC, so it would be understandable. I am using the continuous with B adjust on, so that the bottom right B adjust is on. So adjust for contract changes. Hold strong, Aaron. As long as you're following your rules, that's all that matters. If you don't have a clear set of rules or a plan to follow, then long-term success is very hard to achieve. You're just pressing buttons based on vibes. The reason why I could care less if this stops me out or not is because I know long-term my edge will pay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a winning trade today. It could be a winning trade tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a winning trade tomorrow. It could be a winning trade the day after that. Or maybe I have a red week. That's fine, because I know that over time, my model has an edge in the market based on historical data, of course. And, you know, I've been trading it for the past 2 years of my life. So it really just is a game of follow your rules, let it play out, rinse and repeat. As long as you don't tilt, as long as you don't crash out, you're good. So that's my stop right there. Oh wait, MNQ, that's my stop. NQ has not stopped me out yet, but I'm pretty sure it's about to catch up. So my position got stopped out. I'm gonna just annotate that here. Minus 0.6 R. Anyone that traded NQ the full contract, you're still in. So I'll just maybe wait a little bit, see if it takes that out. All right, take care. Anyone heading out? But yeah, my position on MNQ has been stopped out already. So if you're lucky enough to be in this still, then you can still hold it. I'm probably gonna head out here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out here, but if you're in this trade, then what I would do is if the 5 minutes able to close above this 1030 high, is it 1030? Yeah, 1030 swing high. If price is able to close above that, then feel free to trail your stop loss to the 1055 low. And then past that point, you just pretty much look for a break even if we can close above 1015. Yeah, I wouldn't re-enter this though. If you got stopped out, just stay out. All right. So on that note, I think that concludes today's stream. So thank you everyone for joining the stream as always. Down 0.6 R today, not horrible, but it is what it is, just part of the process. So on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow and Thursday. Take care everyone, and have a good day.